After the baby shower, I opened my banking app. $35,000 had disappeared overnight. My cousin smirked. "Just a small gift from you to me." I picked up my bag and said, "Great. Now see what happens next." She went pale as the door opened. I, 31F, never thought my own relatives would drain my savings, especially not during a time that was supposed to be one of the happiest of my life. So here's what happened. I'd been setting money aside for years to launch a small business. I juggled 2 jobs at times, skipped holidays, stayed with roommates longer than I wanted to, full financial restraint. The dream? To open a specialty bakery focused specifically on allergy-safe desserts. Why? My little niece has severe allergies, and finding something safe for her birthdays has always been so stressful. I saw the gap and wanted to build something around that. Last weekend, my sister Lily hosted my baby shower. I'm 7 months pregnant with my first child, a baby girl. My husband Ethan couldn't attend because he was stuck at a work seminar, so it was just the women. The shower was held at Lily's house, simple but lovely. All my family was there, including my cousin Rachel, 34F. Rachel and I were close as kids, but she's always been difficult. The kind of person who believes the world owes her something. Throughout the shower, I noticed Rachel kept stepping out to take important calls, but I didn't think too much of it. She works in property sales, so random calls are routine. She even helped me open gifts, acting extra sweet. Again, nothing seemed suspicious. The next morning, I checked my accounts like I do every Sunday, a budgeting habit from broke college years I'd never shaken off. That's when I saw it. My savings account was basically drained. $35,000 gone. Just vanished. I immediately phoned the bank, my hands trembling so badly I could barely grip the phone. They confirmed that several transfers had gone through the previous day to an unknown account. During my own baby shower. While my phone was sitting in my purse in Lily's guest bedroom, where Rachel had kept going for her so-called calls. I contacted the police, filed a report, then called my sister sobbing. She rushed over and we started piecing things together. The police said an officer would stop by to take a full statement. While waiting, I let Ethan know, he was driving back from his conference. He was livid and said he'd be home soon. While Lily and I gathered evidence from my banking app, Rachel texted asking if I had enjoyed her surprise. She even showed up an hour later with coffee for us like nothing had happened. When she walked in, her exact words were, "So, did you see what I did?" with this creepy proud grin. I just stared at her. "You mean the $35,000 you took from my account?" Her expression didn't even shift. She actually laughed. "Oh please, it's not stealing. We're family. You've been saving forever and you've got plenty. I need it more right now. My apartment needs upgrades and commissions have been awful lately. Besides, you're having a baby. No baby cares about some upscale bakery." My sister gasped. The police officer who'd arrived about 20 minutes earlier just raised an eyebrow. "It's just a tiny gift from you to me," Rachel kept talking, sipping her coffee. "You're always the responsible one. The successful one. For once, you can help me out. That's family." Something inside me went very still. I picked up my bag and stood up. "Perfect," I said. "Now watch what happens next." She went ghost white as the door opened and a second officer walked in, the one who had been waiting outside. There was no dramatic setup, they simply heard every word. Turns out, taking $35,000 counts as grand theft. And admitting it in front of a police officer? Not the smartest move. They cuffed her right there. Her face when they read her rights? Absolutely priceless. I even took photos, because evidence matters. As they took her out, she kept yelling that I was being dramatic, that family sticks together, and that I was dead to her. Her mother, my aunt, called an hour later, screaming that I ruined Rachel's life over a small misunderstanding. Said I should have made a repayment plan, like real family does. Nope. Real family doesn't rob your life savings while you're opening baby shower presents. The bank has formally opened a fraud investigation. I've hired a lawyer, the charges are moving forward, and I've blocked half the family who now think I'm the villain. Ethan came home later that day and has been incredibly supportive. The baby's nursery is half painted in what was supposed to be my home office until I could open the bakery. Sometimes I just sit there, wondering how people justify stealing because they need it more. I'll post an update when there's more. Right now I'm just trying to figure out how to recover the money, keep my business dream alive, and grow a human at the same time. What did she even spend the money on? A non-refundable luxury vacation package at some island resort, a couple of high-end handbags, and get this, she paid off her boyfriend's gambling debts. All of that within just 24 hours of taking it. She had clearly been scheming for weeks. The day after she was taken into custody, she got released on bail, paid by my aunt. And then things took a turn for the bizarre. As in, temporary restraining order level bizarre. Rachel showed up outside my house at 2 a.m, slamming her fists on the door, shouting that I was a selfish witch who never learned how to share. Ethan recorded the entire thing while we waited for the authorities. She kept ranting that I didn't even need that money and I was being dramatic just because I was pregnant. When Ethan told her to leave, she tried to push her way inside. The officers arrested her again for violating the no-contact condition attached to her bail. She spent another night in jail before my aunt posted bond for the second time. And then came the character assassination. Rachel started telling everyone I had promised her that money as a form of payment for some imaginary work she supposedly did for my future business, spinning some silly lie about a verbal agreement and me backing out. Shockingly, a few relatives believed her. Worst of all, she created a fake donation campaign claiming she was a victim of financial mistreatment by a jealous relative. She even used my real first name in it. My attorney had it taken down eventually, but not before some distant family members and her friends donated nearly $3,000. Court is scheduled for next month now. But just yesterday, I got a message from an unknown number. It was Rachel's boyfriend, Jake. He sent over screenshots of text conversations proving Rachel had planned everything weeks in advance. Apparently, they broke up after he found out she used the stolen money to pay his gambling debts without telling him first. He said he didn't want to be with a thief and figured I should have the evidence. I forwarded everything to my lawyer and the detective working the case. Then I blocked his number too, because the toxicity levels were already off the charts. My aunt is now spreading the rumor that I'm trying to ruin Rachel's future over a loan that got misinterpreted. A loan. That's what she's calling it now. On a brighter note, thanks to the recovered funds and a small inheritance I just received from my late grandfather, great timing, honestly, I've started looking at rental spaces for my bakery. Nothing signed yet, but I'm meeting a realtor to possibly lease a small kitchen instead of a full storefront right away. Ethan joked we could call the bakery Sweet Justice. I still like the original idea, safe bites, allergy-friendly treats. Either way, the business wheels are turning again. This whole disaster is far from over, but I finally feel like I'm moving forward. I'll update again after the court hearing next month. I'll be more than 8 months pregnant by then, so that should be entertaining. But I'm still moving forward. Ethan has been incredible through all of it. Olivia is healthy and I'm healing well. I've already begun jotting down recipe ideas and testing small batches at home while I'm on maternity leave. The business will grow slower than I initially planned, but it's still happening. Some days I question whether pressing charges was the right thing. Then I look at my daughter and remember why. I want her to know no one gets to take what belongs to her, not even relatives. Especially not relatives. As for Rachel, I heard she's now living at my aunt's house, sleeping in her old bedroom at 34. Her boyfriend broke up with her, she lost her job, and her name is in the trash. She made her decisions, now she's living with them. And I'm living with mine. Despite it all, I sleep just fine. Final update. 1 year later. It's been a full year since everything went down. And since so many asked for an update, here it is. First, the business. Safe Bites Bakery is officially taking off. What started as me baking part-time during Olivia's naps in the rented kitchen has now turned into something much bigger. I've hired 2 part-time assistants to keep up with orders. We still focus on allergy-friendly custom desserts and the response has been amazing. A photo of my niece's birthday cake went viral in a local mom group, and we've been flooded with inquiries ever since. Lily jokes we should have named it Sweet Justice after all, but Safe Bites still captures what matters. Creating safe treats for those with allergies. Now the situation with Rachel. She finished her weekend jail sentence, though she never stopped complaining about how traumatic it was. She's paid only $1,873.42 toward restitution so far, and always late. Every time, her probation officer has to threaten her before she suddenly finds the money. Then a twist. 3 months ago, I got a formal letter from her attorney offering a settlement. Rachel would pay $10,000 upfront if I dropped the remaining restitution. The letter even suggested that most of the stolen money would have gone to a business that could have failed anyway. I didn't bother replying myself, my lawyer sent a 1-sentence response. The court order stands. A week later, my aunt had a meltdown. Apparently, Rachel told her parents that I had agreed to settle everything, so they gave her $10,000 from their retirement account. When they realized I never agreed to anything, they were devastated. My uncle actually called, for the first time. He apologized, not for everything, just for the miscommunication. Then he asked if I'd be willing to accept that $10,000 as full repayment since my business was doing well now and I clearly didn't need the rest. I told him plainly. This was never about the money. It's about accountability. Rachel needs to finish paying what she stole. End of story. Apparently, she did use that $10,000 to pay part of the restitution, so now she's repaid about $11,873.42 total. Still nowhere near what she owes, but at least some of her parents' money actually went to the right place. Family events remain awkward. My aunt still thinks I'm cruel. At a wedding recently, Rachel didn't attend. My aunt cornered me near the restroom to tell me Rachel had lost another job opportunity due to her criminal record, and asked if that made me happy. It doesn't. None of this makes me happy. But I don't regret any of it. Surprisingly, Rachel's ex Jake contacted me again. He's now engaged to someone else and reached out to apologize for his part in the chaos. He also told me Rachel had tried reconnecting, saying she was close to paying me off and soon all this unfair punishment would be behind her. When he asked for details, she blocked him. Some relatives have slowly started seeing the truth. My cousin Tyler, Rachel's brother, actually showed up at the bakery with his kids last month. He awkwardly admitted he should have supported me from day one, but didn't know how to handle being caught in the middle. It was the closest I'll get to a real apology, and I accepted it. Plus, his daughter loved our nut-free cupcakes, so that helps. As for Rachel herself, I've seen her only once, at a grocery store. She turned and walked away immediately. Lily still hears sporadic gossip. Rachel tells people she was framed, that I exaggerated everything. A few still believe her. Most don't. Olivia just turned 1 last week. We had a small party with only those who truly supported us. A smaller circle than I used to have, but a far stronger one. My mom made a toast about integrity and staying strong when tested. I got emotional. This past year has shown me a lot. About entitlement, about how someone can steal from you and still feel justified, about how some families will excuse anything to avoid conflict. I learned that sometimes doing what's right is also the hardest path. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Every time I see my daughter or step into my bakery, I know I made the right choice. Not just for me, but for her, so she grows up knowing her boundaries matter, her work matters, and no one is allowed to take what's hers without consequences. Even if it's family. Especially if it's family.